little bit longer hair, a little beard. Great to see you, Sheng.
Hi, thank you so much. Yeah, things have changed a little bit this last year.
Hey, that's just it. You know, we're coming out of 2020. Let's bring everybody up to date. Of course, you're from Houston. You went to Bel Air High School, grew up on the South Side, and you immigrated with your parents from Taiwan in 1982. That's you and your dad, right?
Oh. Yeah, that's like Bobby and Hank Hill right there.
When did you know that you wanted to be a comedian? Look at this yearbook photo. I'm sorry. Did anybody tell you we were going to show these?
No, that's great, though. I mean, look at those sideburns.
Yes.
Killer sideburns. I didn't grow up thinking that I wanted to be a stand-up. I didn't grow up with much exposure to that. I didn't even know what that really was. It wasn't until I got to college, and then there was a group on campus that was basically supporting, providing a space, a platform for Asian American students to encourage them to like create something and share it with an audience. And that was the first time I tried doing stand-up. And the jokes I did were terrible, but it was super fun. Of course, I wasn't like immediately sure that this was going to be my calling. I went ahead and still finished college with a business degree. And by that time, like all the other students, all the other business majors were like, had their internships, their interviews, their salaries, all that stuff was already lined up. And I just felt like, I don't want to get a job. I don't want to do this. I don't want to use a professional interview or office voice. I don't want to tuck in my shirt. I don't want to buy a second wardrobe just to go to work. So that's kind of like part of the drive for me to follow this path. Yeah.
Well, you do it well.
The short story is I was in college, and my friends also introduced me to this comedian named Mitch Hedberg, who is a brilliant comedian, and he's so refreshing because he was the first comedian that kind of showed me that you can just do comedy based on your most random thoughts and feelings that are true and resonant, but they don't have to be mean or blue or dirty. They just have to be honest and open.
Well, like the avocado thing, we can all relate to that, right?
Yes.
5 ripe avocados. It is a crisis. So let's talk about, we're all products of our environment, right, Sheng? And it seems like, I know now you live in California, but do you find that growing up in Houston, that sort of comes through in your work, that it influenced you?
I mean, I left Houston a while ago. I come back to visit quite often, but it's hard to say exactly if it was, it's hard to say what Houston I can attribute directly to Houston or just my childhood. I do take my time on stage. I take my time. People notice my pauses. That might be like a slower paced Texas thing. I'm not sure. But I think it's more about my childhood in general. You know, like growing up in Texas, growing up as a son of immigrants. I think this was common for a lot of children of immigrants. You know, at some point in your life, you become very aware that you and your family are different. And at that age, you don't feel like that's something, you don't think of it as a good thing. You don't feel like you don't embrace those differences because you feel like at that point in life, you know, standing out, sticking out kind of makes you more vulnerable to getting picked on or made fun of or whatever. So I mean, the thing about, you know, most references to Asian culture, Asian folk, Asian people in media, in entertainment, or in the schoolyard, especially in the context of comedy, usually it's not very nice, it's dehumanizing, or it's mean, or it's just not very funny. And so I decided kind of early on that my stand-up was gonna be just do no harm. It's going to be supportive of the Asian, you know, of Asian culture and community. And basically, I wanted to inspire other kids who feel like they don't fit in to love themselves and believe that they belong just as much as everybody else does, and know that they are worthy, that their thoughts and feelings are valid no matter what.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I have to achieve that, but that's the goal.
Well, you're doing a great job, and I really do think that, you know, everyone deserves a cheerleader. Everybody deserves a friend. And I love that you've not only taken this, your stand-up, but you're also, you know, exploring this and writing for TV shows, Fresh Off the Boat, and, you know, you were on Last Comic Standing. So you're taking all these experiences, and now we get to share in all of this, too, because you're going to be helping out the Asia Society kick off Asian Pacific Heritage Month this Saturday. And what can we expect from the event?
It's just going to be a fun conversation, talking comedy, talking Houston, talking food, plants, Asian America, talking about life. I encourage y'all. It's just going to be an event on Zoom, similar to just a Zoom meeting basically. I encourage y'all to get some wine or some beers, some fancy LaCroix, and hang out with us. We're gonna have a chat function in the event so that you can do some Q&A. We'll have questions from the audience, and it should be a fun time.
Well, Sheng Wang, it is a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations on all your success. And I think it is so great that you are using your fame and celebrity to be a powerful voice for your community.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me. Be well. Take care.
You too.
You're welcome anytime. And we do have a link on our website where you can see a list of all the events happening at Asia Society Texas Center to celebrate Asian Pacific American Heritage Month.
He is so funny.
So great.
Yeah.